you give us a highlight of your research, or maybe a couple highlights that's helped us our understanding of this complicated issue?
Yeah, so I've been researching three broad areas. One is that we looked in dairy farms across Washington state and found novel genes. So bacteria become resistant by acquiring new genes for resistance to specific antibiotics. And we discovered a new one of these genes in E. coli that cattle carry with them all the time. And E. coli are not harmful, but they are present in the intestinal tracts of all of us, mammals. And we found a gene called CTXM, that's what we call it. And previous to about 2008, it had not ever been found in cattle. So this was a novel finding, and we were really surprised to find it at such high prevalence. This kind of leads me to my next broad area of interest, which is how it got there so fast. One of the microbes that we study are bacteriophages. Those are viruses that actually infect bacteria. And these phage viruses can they are in little protein capsules that can flow along with waterways very easily. They're resistant to most treatments that will kill bacteria, but these viruses will live. So, and they can infect bacteria, and they can actually transmit genes into the bacterial chromosome. So that's one way that antibiotic resistance genes can travel. And so we hypothesized that we would find CTXM genes in phages in the waterways of Washington state. And we did that. We actually found PCR evidence of all sorts of resistance genes in the bacteriophage fractions, which is very interesting, but we don't know exactly if that's how the CTXM got out there. There are many, many other possibilities which we're going to try to explore. And the importance of the presence of those resistance genes in cattle, or the presence of them in the environment, is that these are ways that they travel around, they can cycle around in the environment, and ultimately potentially be ingested by a human being, and that way the human being can then potentially get an antibiotic resistant strain of bacteria in their intestinal tract. And that even might not harm the person, but if they take antibiotics and then that bacterium becomes very prominent, it can cause an infection potentially.